At least 3 people are dead after a Russian missile attack hit the Ukrainian port city of Kherson on Sunday. Israeli forces carry out demolitions of Palestinian homes in East Jerusalem as Israel's Prime Minister toughens up punishment for those who attack Israeli citizens. The Ukrainian port city of Kherson came under sustained Russian shelling on Sunday. Local authorities claimed that a hospital and a school were hit in what they called deliberate targeting. At least 3 people have been reported dead, but there could be more. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the shelling in his nightly address. Zelensky says today the Russian army has been shelling Kherson atrociously all day. Residential buildings, various social and transport facilities, including a hospital, post office and bus station, have been damaged. 2 women, nurses, were wounded in the hospital. As of now, there are reports of 6 wounded and 3 dead. Russia's Ministry of Defense claimed that the shelling had destroyed 2 US-made counter-battery radar systems, as well as an artillery ammunition dump. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said ahead of an EU-Ukraine summit next week that Ukraine has unconditional support from the bloc and needed to prevail against Russian attacks to defend European values.
Fierce fighting around Bakhmut has cost the lives of thousands of Ukrainian and Russian soldiers over recent months. Large parts of the city have been completely destroyed. Water and electricity have been affected, and the few remaining residents are left seeking humanity amidst the chaos of war.
Today I was inspired, so I've decided to make a stew with canned beef and vegetables and a leek soup. And today I'm trying, it's a first, to bake pumpkin.
Tatiana tries to help all those who can't afford to cook at home and who can't leave the city. She manages a combined pharmacy, power plant and food distribution shelter in the war-torn city. Bakhmut has come under renewed attack as Russia sought to cut off Ukraine's supply routes to the city yesterday. Gunshots were reported from the east side of the city's river as Russian troops pushed in. Ukrainians said they were outnumbered and outgunned, and the Russian forces were making gains.
US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due to arrive in Jerusalem on Monday as part of a 3-day visit in the Middle East. His visit comes amid heightened tensions after Israeli soldiers sealed off the family home of a 21-year-old Palestinian who killed 7 people near a synagogue in East Jerusalem on Friday. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced a series of punishments against Palestinian attackers, including revoking the rights to social security of the families of terrorists that support terrorism. Netanyahu says we are expanding and speeding up the issuing of gun licenses for thousands of Israeli citizens, and that includes emergency services. He added, we are not seeking an escalation, but are prepared for any possibility. Our answer to terror is a firm hand and a powerful, fast and precise reaction. More Palestinian homes have been flattened in East Jerusalem. Israel claims that the demolitions of the family homes of Palestinians have a deterrent effect, but critics have denounced it as collective punishment and leaving families homeless.
Just 11% of voters turned out to cast a ballot in Tunisia's parliamentary runoffs, with critics of President Kais Saied saying the low turnout reflects public anger for his agenda and seizure of powers. Empty shelves in shops and cuts in government subsidies has left many Tunisians disillusioned with politics. A new-look parliament has had its role shrunk as part of a political system Saied introduced last year after a power grab in 2021 that grants the presidency nearly absolute power. Heavy rainfall continues to batter New Zealand's North Island, causing landslides, flash floods and destroying roads. Homes have been inundated, and Auckland, which is New Zealand's largest city of 1.6 million people, remains under a state of emergency. Police have confirmed that a man missing after being swept away on Friday is dead, bringing the number who've lost their lives to 4. Climate change is causing episodes of heavy rainfall to become more common and more intense in the country. A colourful parade ushered in the Lunar New Year in Paris. It's the year of the rabbit and sees the return of public festivities in the French capital after a break since 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. While this year the actual day of the lunar year fell on Sunday, January the 22nd, it's traditionally celebrated for 2 weeks. The Year of the Rabbit brings with it the promise of a general rebound of the economy, health and peace.
It's the world's largest festival dedicated to short films. 400 films from all over Europe and the world offer a real-time panorama of today's cinematographic creations. Between competitions and retrospectives, all formats and genre, from fiction to documentary to animation, are screened for more than a week in the Auvergne, in the heart of France. Louisiana kicks off 2023 with a comprehensive exhibition of works by the Indian photographer Gauri Gill. The exhibition's the first major survey of the artist's work and features more than 200 photographs from her most significant series. Over the last 2 decades, Gauri Gill has especially captured the lives of India's marginalised rural communities, creating an original body of work characterised by a mix of several photographic genres. Finally, an historical and archaeological exhibition is currently breaking records in Romania at the National History Museum. Dacia, the last frontier of Romanianity, exhibits all the objects of this pre-Roman civilization that occupied present-day Romania and Moldavia. The Dacian bracelets, the golden helmet from Koto Fenesti, and other famous pieces of gold and silver, ornaments, weapons and ceramics are on display.
Serbia's Novak Djokovic won his 10th Australian Open title in Melbourne on Sunday for what he has dubbed the biggest victory in my life. The 35-year-old beat Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece in straight sets 6-3, 7-6, 7-6. The win puts him neck-to-neck with his rival Rafael Nadal for the most Grand Slam wins by a man in tennis history. The victory comes a year after he was deported from Australia for entering the country without being vaccinated against COVID-19.